Hello, it's Sarah, and today I have some project shares. I've been sewing, and I already showed you my book covers. These are, and I have this many now. But what I'm noticing is I'm getting better each time, so that's why I want to show you. So this is mine. I've been taking all the videos I'm watching about quilting and sewing I'm going to put in here. This one I just did in the blue with all the metallic-y pattern on it. I love that one. I got these, they're called, this one. This is Fabric Central. These I got from Joann's, and they sell it in strips, 2.5-inch strips in like a jelly roll. I think that's what they're called, jelly rolls. But this one was good. It was getting better. Then I also got a strip one. I think, no, you know what? This wasn't a strip one. This was one that I got from Walmart. It was a stack by Emma and Mila. Walmart had a couple of cute ones, and I'm not thrilled with this one because I shouldn't have put this white at the top. I don't know. I think I should have flipped these, like put the white here and put the black there. So just design wise, but I mean, I'm getting better and better, and my bindings are starting to, although I can see here that my top stitch didn't hit it. So I'm still a very much a beginner sewer. And then this one actually I made for Maya, but she didn't really care. She wasn't like that into it, but I just love, this is another stack that I got from Walmart. And it was just pretty flowers. There's little pea pods in that fabric. This one just has ladybugs and bumblebees, and this is like butterflies. And this is actually, this blue one is from one of this stack, this one. So it just matched. It was the same color blue or as that one, so I threw it in there to just fill it out. But this is a tutorial by Erica Arndt, and I will put it in the description box, but this is my most perfect one. All of my stitching is kind of even, and I think it had to do with the tension on my machine. I went into my manual and I looked at the directions, and I think I had it set wrong. So once I figured that out, because I've been trying a zigzag stitch too. Okay, so I shared those already. I also did this little bag, and this little bag is another Quilt As You Go project, and by that I mean there's batting in between. There's batting in between all of these. This is just, these were 50 cents at Walmart, so I don't know if you're Walmart. I'm going to go back and get like a bunch more, and I think I might put these on my Etsy store. So, because these were 50 cents. So I'll put a book in there, and then I'll sell it with the book in there. But what was I saying? Oh, there's batting in between here. So see how it's quilted. Once you get your layers together, this one you literally quilt as you go. You add the fabric as you go. It's such a fun, it was so fun and a great beginner project. But this one is by a woman named Jenny Doan, and it's on the Missouri Star Quilt Company YouTube channel, and it's called a zipper pouch. And I remember I did this little pouch out of the raw canvas that this was, oh man, Gina Ahrens had done a little tutorial about this, really rough. We didn't flip anything around. It's all the stitching is showing, because for mixed media, that is a cool look. I like even the strings, having the strings showing and all that. It's a very cool look. But Jenny showed me how to do a zipper correctly. Like, I don't know, even though mine's still wonky, like it's definitely wonky. This was only like, I think I made this before I made these two. So I was still really beginner. We made this little pouch. She also taught me how to turn things inside out, because the last one's my favorite. That's what I want to show you. And I might do a tutorial for it if I get the measurements on point. but this one, she taught us how to turn it inside out and how to square off the corners on the bottom so that your bag stands up. It's a really, I'll put that in the description box too. But so everything's quilted first, quilt as you go. So you're stitching the backing fabric, the batting, and the front fabric together at the same time. And then you just flip your bag inside out, and so I'll show you how. See, by squaring off the corners, the bag like kind of stands up. It has a little, you know, a little bit. And I made sure to make sure pens would fit in there. But I mean, you could put, like she said, she makes these little pouches and she puts her little, her cable wires in here when she travels or whatever. I mean, you can make these pouches for everything, for, you know, I just think they're super adorable. I'm really excited, you guys. This has really gotten me super happy because I've had my sewing machine, I want to say, I mean, it's definitely over 10 years, and I've made one complete quilt, one, that I had someone else, I don't think I did the binding on that. I think someone else bound it for me. Nikki, I think. Nikki Giberson did it for me, I think. Anyway, so these little projects are just so exciting for me because I'm getting my machine out again, because quilting was hard for me. Quilting is a very exact, for me anyway, these little ones where you can go out of lines and make mistakes, and it's not a huge deal to me. I don't feel like I have to be perfect with these, although this one is like pretty much, this one's pretty much perfect. Like this one came out so good, like so even and straight. I don't know what my thing is, if I'm not cutting things straight or if I'm not sewing things straight. Now this one is a little tic-tac-toe board that Maya made, and she is my granddaughter and she's 8. And I might attach the footage after this video. I'll maybe attach the footage because we did a little project share. It was just short, just so you can see her. Well, you don't see her, you only see her hands. But she did all this quilting. So let me see if you can see it. So she did all that. This is Quilt As You Go. And I mean, it's a little crooked and, you know, you can tell it's wonky. I did do the binding. And I think next time I should have done it, the square should be definitely like a dark color and a light color so that you can tell that they're different. But I think it turned out cute. She picked the pea pods. I like the pea pods. And then Erica, this is on Erica's channel as well. She just used like big buttons as the tic-tac-toe pieces, but we just used little fake money or whatever Maya had to play tic-tac-toe. So that was just a cute, we did this on, I don't know, Saturday night, I think it was. My son was working, and she enjoyed it so much. You'll see. But anyway, in the video, no, I don't think she said it, but when we were sewing, she said, go get Pop-Pop, because she wanted him to see her doing it. But you know, I mean, I don't have that fancy of a machine, because in the video, Erica's daughter, Tinkerbell, does this. She does the project. And Erica has a machine that you can like slow the foot down to. Like, I don't have that. Like, so for a little kid to do it, it won't go really fast if they push the foot down too hard, the pedal. But anyway, she had fun. It was so fun. And for this much fabric, it's like a cute little project for a kid to try sewing with, you know. So I'll put that in the description box. There are a few more tutorials by Jenny on Mission Star Quilt Company's YouTube channel that I want to look at too. And the zipper was just so cool to figure out. And I was thinking about putting a zipper on this. This is my latest. You know what I wanted to show you? So these are just more stacks. This is the stack that I used on this one. So they come like this. There's only 5 pieces of fabric in there, and I don't know if it's a fat quarter or... They're 18 by 21. So I don't know. I don't know the lingo yet, guys, so forgive me. And then I got this fabric too. Look at all this black. I think I'm going to do another one of these. Now look at this. Erica also has, it's called Patchwork Journal Cover, and it's basically the same thing as this, only she flips it inside out. She doesn't put a binding on it. So it's a totally different technique. So it's great in case if you don't want to do a binding. So I made this. This is my iPad mini. And originally on Erica's this tutorial, the Quilt As You Go, she put a little elastic on here. And you didn't need it because it stays closed without the elastic, so I didn't put it on there. But for this, I decided to do it. So this is my iPad mini, and this is what I mean by I gotta get my measurements straight because, and also I think what I want to do is, this one I bent in half. So the whole piece, it's a whole big piece, and then I folded it in half just like a book cover. But I stitched it from the back, so from here. So I threw a bunch of different techniques together because on the this little pencil bag, she taught us how to zipper, what is it called? Zigzags, not zipper. Zigzag along your rough edges to kind of contain them, and so I did that on here. So I'm like adding stuff that I've learned from Erica and stuff that I've learned from Jenny, but my measurements were off because you have to make sure you have enough. When I put my cover on, because I just have one of these magnetic covers that like can be a stand, so when I had that on there, it won't fit because this is kind of like, it has a rubbery feel to it. It won't slip in to, like, it'll go in this way, I'll bet you. Just barely, it will fit. But that's because this seam isn't in there. So I originally wanted to cut the two pieces apart and stitch them together, but I knew it wouldn't have fit at all if I'd have cut it apart and stitched around all three edges. So I just ended up folding it. But I did do the zigzag stitch around the extra hem. I cut off this corner to kind of make it less bulky when I flipped it, and I cut a little bit up here off too. But I mean, I think it turned out, this one actually being the patchwork, oh my gosh, I was so excited because this turned out fantastic. I did a great job. I haven't done this type of quilting when you have to attach your rows, but they're pretty good. Like, all my points are pretty good. I'm very pleased. When you do quilting and you have to like join squares together, they really need to touch, and I've always struggled with that. Like, they've never come out perfectly square, but Erica helps you. I pinned each row. Like, see, that one's not. You can see here, let me show you what I mean. Like, this is not a perfect point. These 2 points should be touching. So there's a little bit of, but then, I mean, this whole row, see, this one's touching, this one's not, so those 3 aren't. So for some reason, I had it lined up wrong, but this one, look at that, perfect square, perfect square. Like, I am just so happy because for the most part, I did really well. They're not perfect, but for a project this size, it's not going to, you know, be the end of the world. And then I just felt like adding this big old chunky button. But here's what I figured out. So my iPad will fit in here without the cover. Let me go this way. And then you can just fold the cover in half and put it in the back and loop it around. So I'm excited. I mean, at least it's, you know, it works. I'm so excited. This is super cute. Like, so I'm going to try and work on my measurements. And then the other one is, like, I have this bad boy. Now, if I get it, you can't even see this in the whole frame, but this is my iPad Pro. And it's big. I mean, let's see. I'll just take a quick. So it's 12 by 9. So that's big, and that's going to take a lot of fabric, and I don't want to screw it up. Like, I don't want to jump in there without having some practice first before I, you know, use up all that fabric and screw it up. So yeah, so that's, I mean, I think it's super fantastic. I'm so excited. And even this little elastic, it's, I was thinking about putting a zipper, because I could have put a zipper up here. Jenny shows you how to cut your zippers and put a little end on there and everything. So if you guys have a sewing machine and haven't used it in a while, I'm going to put all these links in the description box so that you can get your machines out and have a play at this on these hot days if you have air conditioning, and I do, so I'm pretty lucky. But isn't this adorable? So now I just, and I don't even use my stand that often, so I just pull it out. Oops, and I have, and you know, you might want to put your, you know, having a pocket in here might be a good thing too, to like to keep your plugs and stuff, like if you are traveling. But just as a case to hold it and protect your iPad, that is super cute, isn't it? I love it. All right, you guys, so I know that was a lot, but my mojo is back. I am definitely inspired to do these, and again, this is what I love about crafting, is I mix it around. Like if I get bored with something, which I don't really get bored, but I get inspired to do something else, to try something new, and so that's what I'm doing. And you know what, it actually, I'll just show you this real quick, but look at this, like a notebook cover and this, they match. And this is like the straight one, and that's a iPad cover. OMG, they're so cute. I'm so excited. I'm sorry, it just gets me so excited. But this is, I don't even remember what I called this. It's just a needle book, I think. And this is all made out of felt. And this was a sewing project that I did a couple years ago. One of the first things I started doing on YouTube, and I made a bunch of these, and nobody bought any of them at my craft show, but I had so much fun making them. And this is where I keep my needles. So when I needed to sew my button on here, I had to go to my needle book, and in the pocket, I'm pretty sure, in this pocket, I have a little pocket needles, and I have my sewing threads in a different place. But this is like my thick needles when I was doing, what was I sewing with this? Oh, making the signatures in my journals. I use that thread to sew my signatures in. So it has a bunch of stuff in here. There's some pins and some other needles. Like, I think this is a threader. Look at that, and I didn't even use my threader. But yeah, here's my sewing needle that I just used. But isn't it cute? And this is mine. This is the one I use. And so yeah, so I switch it around definitely. You know, I'm wondering, you know, this fabric's just so cute. I was going to say, if I painted fabric or jelly printed it or whatever and then quilted it, how cool would that be, right? To have like the double, the thing I made, but it's, I even made the fabric, you know, instead of buying the fabric. Anywho, all right, you guys, so I'm going to go put all this, I'm going to put the tutorial links in the description box. And look how cute. OMG. And I'm going to work on these a little bit more. I want to perfect them a little bit more. And they really take quick. They do not take long to make. All right, thanks for watching.
For more guidelines on quilting, visit the website in the description box below.